So this is Fantastic Children, a game based on the animated series of the same name. If you're curious about anything, just go watch the animated series because it's beautiful and you should want to watch it anyway. The narrative in Fantastic Children is not terribly simple, so I'm not going to sit here and explain to you everything that's happening. But I can tell you that this dream world we're in right here serves as the tutorial stage. So, Fantastic Children's sort of an odd adventure game. These 2D sections are a bit like Prince of Persia. You jump, and you hold down the jump button to grab onto a ledge and pull yourself up. You have to keep it held down, you can't just tap it and let him hang onto the ledge that way. So I guess you could say it's very ledge-focused platforming, as weird as that sounds. The platforming is very deliberate and slow, but the animations are nice, so, I enjoy it. It feels good. It's not the kind of platforming where you can just rush through. You have to think out what you're doing, and you have to have really good timing, or else you're going to slam into the ground and just kill yourself. So he basically just told us that the B button is interact. So, now that we're back in the real world, it's time to get a tutorial lesson in combat from our mentor and father. You can't read Japanese, so I'm not even going to bother showing you all the tutorial dialogue. We're going to go up here and get this treasure chest, though. We'll see what the treasure chests give us later, after the tutorial. I do rather like the art in this game. It doesn't look as pretty when it's blown up to this size, but it translates fairly well to a bigger size for a Game Boy game. So the combat is basically rock, paper, scissors. Punches beat kicks, chops beat punches, and kicks beat chops. It's pretty simple stuff. You can speed up when your attacks clash by holding down the A button, which is what I'm doing right here. You can switch to whichever attack is in your lineup at any time. To another attack in your lineup at any time. But we don't really need to, because we just beat the crap out of our father, as he is a tutorial boss. We just got a support character. Some support characters are very helpful. The one we got right now just lets us escape a fight at any time, which is not nearly as useful as it sounds. So because we're done pummeling our father for the day, we gotta go get our mother from in the town. Our mother is a fortune teller, and she makes money by telling people's fortunes. Imagine that. So, in these side-scrolling sections, there's not combat of any sort. It's all evasion and platforming. If you see something, don't try and run at it, you know, you'll just get hurt. There are a lot of little alternate routes to take. You'll see it pronounced more shortly. But although this game is fairly linear, there are a lot of alternate routes and extra goodies to get that definitely help along your adventure if you manage to find them. This black ball of aura right here, I think those are bees, if I remember correctly. I believe those are bees. I miss this jump right here every time. I can never seem to time it properly. But we landed next to a treasure chest, so that's all good. Just pat the ground and the treasure chest flings open. So, treasure chests sometimes give us more, I don't know, do you want to call them attacks? Let's call them attacks. Sometimes give us more attacks, like there's a kick. We got a kick. Kicks are not very useful at this point in the game, but we have one. It's implied, both in this game and the series, that Toma's mother just does not care that he spends all day swinging around on vines. She's just A-okay with that. We could just head straight forward to our boat, but what's the fun in that, you know? There's some stuff up here to get. More than just these little glowing things. There's other stuff up here. Plot-related stuff. So, down here we have a very useful early in-game battle item. It's a punch that lets us, if we use this punch item against someone who is kicking, it will allow us to hit them twice. That's very, very useful. We're going to be meeting a lot of people who like kicks very soon. So we're just going to equip that and take up one of our normal punch slots with it. There we go. It's not more powerful than a normal punch unless it's used against a kick, otherwise it just acts as a normal punch for all intents and purposes. Hey, there's just a girl hanging out down there. Let's just pat her and start a cutscene. So, despite our warnings that there are many dangerous poisonous snakes and beehives in this jungle, she's just gonna go ahead and keep laying there. And we don't have time for this. We need to go pick up our mother. We don't have time to help you right now. If you even want help. You know, our conscience is clean. We didn't even have to come up here, you know. We didn't even have to come up here. There is no boat driving minigame, sadly. That would be the best. I really wish there was a boat driving minigame. Well, that's not good at all. There are men in casual work attire chasing a small child around. We have to put a stop to that. But first we have to jump on these awnings and get another treasure chest. This item we just got, which I'm not going to show you right now, we'll save it for the boss, is kind of a double-edged sword. It's very useful though. You'll see shortly. Right now though, we've got men in casual work suits to worry about, like this guy right here. He's just standing around, but if we run into him, he gets real mad. Okay, so you don't really need to edit your attack strategy too much for these guys. They're just kind of generic mooks. And they really like kicks, and we have a lot of punches, so it's not a big deal. Sometimes you have to take a hit or two, but there's plenty of health lying around in the platforming sections afterward. But yeah, your health does carry throughout the platforming sections and the combat, so you do need to be conservative and think about what you do, because your health doesn't just refill completely after each fight. For all we know right now, these men could just be social workers trying to chase after a lost child, but considering their willingness to just punch Tomo right in the nose and that evil grin they're wearing, I don't think they're doing a very good job conveying their benevolent intentions. I mean, look at this guy. He seems way too happy about trying to kick us in the face. Is this like a frequent occurrence at his workplace? Is this like a daily routine? I mean, he has like that generic work attire and a watch on. I mean, is this just everyday stuff right here? So we can run all the way over here and oh no, that's closed. Oh. Luckily we don't take fall damage from that. If we did, that would be kind of mean. That would be really mean. Let's just start jumping at people like Batman. There we go. I feel much better about that. That seems like a much better way to enter combat. I do like that all the different mooks have different character designs, as they did in the series. That's a really nice touch. You know, they're not just copy-paste. And they all have different layouts. Wow, we just completely destroyed that guy. This guy's the toughest of the bunch. You can tell because he's burlier. Look at him. Look at that square chin. You can tell he's the tough one. He likes kicks. Everybody likes kicks. Everybody really likes kicks. So just keep punching. It seems kind of backwards to me that a punch is what takes out a kick. I figure it would be the other way around, and then a punch would take out a chop. You know, I'm just thinking about the movements used, and maybe this is like some kind of special extending punch. Maybe he uses his poncho as a means to deceive his opponents to where his fist actually is, kind of like a magic trick. So now that we've pulled the switch, that little pathway back there is open. Oh, yeah, I forgot that item we picked up on top of the awnings, this little special attack right here. It lets us instantly change the round. It lets us negate any attack coming at us, and makes the attack coming at us do no damage, but it also changes the round immediately. And we can only go up to 9 rounds before it's a draw. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know, if you overuse it, nobody wins, and you probably come out at a disadvantage overall, health-wise. My plans for a sneak attack did not quite go as I hoped. Now this guy's extra special because he has the power to change his mind. He does not change it for the best, most of the time. But he has the power to change his mind about what attacks he's going to use, just like we do. It's just that he's making some very, very bad decisions right now. Some very bad decisions. I like to imagine them both just stumbling around, getting to a variety of different battle poses, until one of them finally decides what they want to do. We don't have... Oh, why did I even do that? Why did I do that? We don't have a chop yet, so we can't stop him when he decides to use a punch. We can't stop him, but we do have that special attack, which, you know, negates the entire round. We're going to come out on top here, despite him having a lot more health. If I do have one complaint about this game, it's that the soundtrack is not as appropriate as it could be. The series has a very classical soundtrack, very moody and atmospheric. You know, and when it's upbeat it needs to be too, but it's always very classy stuff. Let's just pat this kid for comfort. So that's as far as we're going. And if this game seemed interesting to you, go watch the series. If it didn't seem interesting to you, go watch the series. If you can't watch the series, I will mail the series to you. No, I won't, but go watch it anyway. Just go do it. Right now.